thank you to our title partners on Danu on Fire, Flowers by M. Ceylon. Thank you for joining us on the show. Now, these guys are in Sydney and also in Sri Lanka. They have over 40 years of experience in this business, making some amazing moments come alive for some happy couples, some special occasions and so much. Now, if you're someone who is very particular about organizing a very well curated wedding and you want these flowers to really speak out your personality, you want it exclusively brought down, you want the most unique flowers sourced for it, well, they are the people. If you're wondering where they're located, they're at Havelock City Mall. You can go check them out and some of their iconic arrangements for you to give to someone. More details on their website as well. With 40 years of experience, they only give you the best. So for our reigning Miss International, we give her some flowers on the show. This for you. Get used to carrying flowers and like walking around in case
quite awkward carrying flowers.
That's what you have to now start. Just wave at people on the way. Just wave and go carrying this, okay? Yeah. This is from us. All right. Thank you to our sponsors. Being fashionable has nothing to do with size. It's all about confidence, the way you carry yourself. You're bold, you're bright, you're positive. Well, all of these come to life at XXL. You can now check out this fabulous local brand that has gone global for the fact of creating a place where people can be strong individuals who purchase fashionable outfits and still remain trendy. And they have not restricted it only for those who are a bit curvy. It's for everyone to shop. Have an experience full of Sri Lankan brand identity when you visit XXL.
Danu on Fire, powered by
I just say it.
It's Danu on Fire right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. Thank you for joining us on the show today, and I'm with Maya. Now, she is currently Miss Sri Lanka, and she's going to take her title and do some great things, and that's what we're here to talk about. Let's speak about your title. You won Miss
International.
International.
Yeah.
What is Miss International? What does it stand for?
Well, it stands for someone who really embodies advocacy. You know, you've really got to stay committed. And I think that's something that it's something that I've always wanted to do. I've wanted to advocate for education in Sri Lanka, and I'm staying committed to doing that. And I think with or without that platform, it would do. But with an additional platform, it just allows me to do greater things for my country. And I think that's what Miss International really stands for, doing things for your country.
Brilliant. Now, I have to say a few things. Now, Maya is a pure vegan, and you have been vegan always?
Not always. It's like 2.5 years now.
Right.
But I have to say that times do get tough in Sri Lanka.
Although we have the highest amount of vegan food that you can
there's
eat.
rice flour, there's everything, but it's just so difficult to find already made food.
That is true.
Yeah.
You have to have a madlung and be happy with it. Yeah.
I don't really like that too much.
You are fighting with a very small amount of options here.
Yeah, and I'm very choosy when it comes to it as well.
Wrong person became vegan. All right, so I have to ask you, Maya, now you have been someone who has been in the modeling area.
Yeah.
It's very different when you say modeling and pageantry.
Yeah.
How would you describe the shift? Like, do you feel there's a change?
Well, I feel there's a lot of change when it comes to media and stuff, because in modeling I didn't really have to do interviews or talk in front of a camera, and it was just more strict face, just model on the catwalk, come back. And I liked that. It was something that I enjoyed and I wanted to do that for a really long time. But pageantry is also something that I wanted to do. And when it comes to pageantry, I can actually advocate for what I want to, and I get that extra platform. So I think that's the only shift that I see. There's nothing too different about it. I think it's just, obviously there's like a little bit of a difference when it comes to modeling and pageantry. It's two different worlds, but I do like them both equally. So I do think there's quite a big difference in modeling and pageantry, because in the modeling world, I didn't really get to talk in front of a camera. I didn't have to advocate for anything. I didn't get that chance. But when it comes to pageantry, I have an international organization backing me up and backing up the work that I do. So it is quite helpful for me to be able to do that, and it's great that I can be able to do that.
So your crowning happened this year, and when are you hoping to fly out, and
October
where?
in Tokyo.
Right, okay.
So excited for that.
Brilliant. Now, we have had some good outcome by sending girls for Miss International. We've had some recognized titles that
We've
have come
had a
down.
second runner-up as well.
And so it has been a good pageant for us, and I really hope you do well. And I have to ask you now, you have a few things in this Gen Z world that we live in. You think a bit different in terms of giving back, being responsible towards the environment, being cautious about where food is coming from. These kind of things we tend to not look at so intensely these days. How was this sort of incorporated into your system?
So I think it started with my childhood. Ever since I was young, my parents, they used to take us to orphanages. They used to teach us about the environment. And it wasn't something they just sat us down and said, do this, do this, do this. But it just naturally came to us. They used to practice certain things like going to orphanages for Christmas and stuff like that. And it was something that came naturally.
And you saw it as a part of your life.
Exactly. So it's not an additional part that I have to incorporate in my older life right now. So I think it's just quite natural and something that just goes with the flow.
Yeah. And what did your parents ever think you'll come into this world, which is?
Yeah.
They always knew it.
I used to always want to be someone who was, a part of pageantry.
Right.
It was my dream.
Right.
Just being on that stage wearing glamorous dresses.
Yeah.
When I was young, obviously, I didn't think, I have to advocate for this cause.
Right.
Because that would be a lie if I said that. I just thought glitz and glamour, and I want to be that. But the older I got, the more I saw that, you can actually do this as well. And that's why I wanted to end up, doing it.
Now, something that's really interesting about her is the fact that she's into cybercrime. Now, it's a huge issue in our country, especially. Although we're a very small country, Sri Lanka is rated as one of the highest countries that really misuse the whole cyber facility. And we have had so many youngsters, girls, boys, who have been unfortunately subjected into a vulnerable stage in life. Now, this is something that we have to speak about, and unfortunately, we don't have enough platforms to do so. But tell me, when you took up this very precise cyber security as a path for you to educate yourself in, was there a thinking behind it?
I get this question a lot, and I feel like after school, I just thought, what do I want to do? And I wanted to do a lot of things. I wanted to be a pilot, I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be everything under the sun. But I just knew that wasn't for me. I can't wake up at 2 a.m, I'm not going to do all that. And I was like, you know what? I would like to do software engineering. And I thought sitting at a desk and working, but then owning my own organization, and what can I really give back from that? And I thought cybersecurity. I can protect organizations from cyber threats and cyber crimes and digital assets, and I can protect all of that. And I was like, you know what? That's something I want to do. And there wasn't a big thought process behind it. It was just, it came to my mind, I did it, I went with it.
But considering the fact that a lot of youngsters are subjected to a lot of cyber crimes, willingly or unwillingly, do you feel that you could raise a voice with your platform?
Definitely. Yeah, I think there's a massive chance because of the platform, and I think the additional platform that Miss International gives you is just great, because I can talk about all these things that I resonate with, and it just gives me that chance to help and give back and do something, even if it's small.
Yeah. It's nice to speak to somebody who can actually speak. We'll see you after the break. Do stick around. This is Dialog Ch.
Danu on Fire, powered by
Thank you to our title partners on Danu on Fire, Flowers by M. Ceylon. Thank you for joining us on the show. Now, these guys are in Sydney and also in Sri Lanka. They have over 40 years of experience in this business, making some amazing moments come alive for some happy couples, some special occasions, and so much. Now, if you're someone who is very particular about organizing a very well curated wedding and you want these flowers to really speak out your personality, you want it exclusively brought down, you want the most unique flowers sourced for it, well, they are the people. If you're wondering where they're located, they're at Havelock City Mall. You can go check them out, and some of their iconic arrangements for you to give to someone. More details on their website as well. With 40 years of experience, they only give you the best. So for our reigning Miss International, we give her some flowers on the show. This for you. Get used to carrying flowers and like walking around in case
quite awkward carrying flowers.
That's what you have to now start. Just
Change
wave
that.
at people on the way. Just wave and go carrying this, okay?
Yeah.
This is from us. All right. Thank you to our sponsors. Being fashionable has nothing to do with size. It's all about confidence, the way you carry yourself. You're bold, you're bright, you're positive. Well, all of these come to life at XXL. You can now check out this fabulous local brand that has gone global for the fact of creating a place where people can be strong individuals who purchase fashionable outfits and still remain trendy. And they have not restricted it only for those who are a bit curvy. It's for everyone to shop. Have an experience full of Sri Lankan brand identity when you visit XXL. Welcome back to the show. It's Danu on Fire. We're speaking to Maya, who is the reigning Miss International for Sri Lanka. She'll go face the big platform in October. Now, I have to speak a little bit about why she's vegan. Because I was like, I never asked you why you're vegan. Poor soul, she has no choice but to be vegan. As much as she wants to fight for causes, you are a vegan because you're just allergic to everything.
Allergic to it. A lot of people end up thinking that there's like a strong meaning behind it. I do feel that that's not what I'm saying.
Of course. I feel like torturing animals is never the right solution. The circle of life needs to continue. That's a different story. But animal torture is just something I'm against. Yeah.
But like even when it comes to gluten, I can't have it, not because I'm like, oh, I don't want to have pasta. I just can't have it.
But you would love to.
I would love to have it.
She's like, I go with my family to eat and they're eating lobsters and stuffing their face with things, and she's given some grass to eat. Yeah, it's just sad.
Yeah, it's
but
quite terrible.
I know.
What to
So
do?
but you have dealt with this and you have just got used to it.
Because when I was in school, I didn't have a choice. I can't be too picky, right?
Yeah.
I can't take grass to school.
I know. And you can't share with others. Just when if I had to share with you and I'm getting grass in return, I'll be very unhappy. I'll be like, no. I don't want grass.
But yeah, when I was in school, I didn't really have a choice. So I used to suffer the consequences, rashes and that and this, and go home and get sick. But the older I got, I was like, you know what? I can control it. Even though I don't want to, I can.
But so do you ever try to like go out and just have like just enjoy it and
I'll have to go back to the hospital
after that?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not about just having it.
Yeah.
It's about going through with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Understandable. You know, these are some things that I would like to have. So I think I'm lactose intolerant. I think everyone is.
But you suffer the consequences.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I love milk too much to let it go. So it's something that you have to live with. Anyway, I have to ask you, it's just ironic we have invited her to come and sit here at Booming Breakfast and have very good food that's healthy and also at the same time completely vegan.
Yeah.
Now, you are someone, you know, in modeling, sometimes they always say you are literally the hanger who is carrying your designer's work. There's no opinion to give there. There's no options for you. That's when you lose your professionalism.
Yeah.
Where you're like, no, I'm not going to have that.
Yeah.
Then you should have not come into modeling. But fast fashion is something that's booming in our country, and we're actually the country that produces it for many other countries too. But you're someone who is against it personally. It's your personal choice. It's very hard to fight the big battle and create a dent.
Yeah.
But you are doing it within your capacity.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
So obviously when it comes to modeling, and because I do that as a side job, I can't,
Yeah.
I can't advocate it for it and be like, you can't wear this. But when I'm by myself, I try to upcycle clothes. Whenever I have something old, I always, I reuse the clothes all the time. There's little stuff that I do, and my mom, she used to stitch clothes. So I took up that hobby and I stitch my own clothes if I have to go somewhere. If it's somewhere small or something, I always make my own clothes, do little stuff like that.
So you can just stay. I'm sure with this shirt, you can make an outfit for you.
A little skirt and a top.
Yeah.
A little mini skirt.
She can do 2 outfits out of this. That's the saddest part. 2. I thought she'll at least just say, I can do a top. No, I can do a top and a skirt. Yeah, true. True, you can actually. I'll give it to you. Yeah, but this whole thrift shops, like it's not a big thing here. Like people don't like to say, we are wearing somebody else's thing. That's a huge. We have such unwanted stigma in our country. But she has a thrift shop that she goes to. Where is it?
It's in Dehiwala, in Mount Lavinia. It's called Prince and Princesses.
Shout out to Prince and Princesses.
You've been so cool. And they're great. They have really good quality clothes, and some of them have been there for some time.
Okay.
You just have to wash it and take it. It's just, come on.
I know.
Just put it in the laundry. And obviously sometimes they're a little too big. They don't have sizes. They don't have stock. Yeah. So you have to
But do you have different sizes? No, this one family gave that to us, and I think that person is all this one size.
Honestly. So you have to kind of stitch them around, and that's not an issue. And it's a great place, and I think there's a couple of other places that I've seen on like TikTok and stuff. Okay. But I couldn't really go to them because they're far there, all around the country.
But it's good, thrift stores. You also get a chance to get return for the clothes that you have once worn. Like something small coming your way, that means you can buy a new something. Yeah, which is a good thing.
It's great.
Yeah. And in terms of your advocacy towards education, where do you see one of the biggest problems that Sri Lanka is facing in terms of education in 2024? Do you feel we are still dated?
Definitely.
Did you study international or local?
International.
That's the problem. No. You will not understand what we have learned.
No, but I've seen what people have gone through, and I think tackling or rather addressing educational related problems require quite a comprehensive approach from the governing bodies. There's so many sub-issues when it comes to it. There's infrastructure development, and I don't mean just building a school, but also maintaining it. Because when I go and when I talk to them, they're like, they came, built a massive school, but now they have to fund for it themselves to maintain it.
There's no chair, there's no nothing.
It's just half built. Then there's teacher deployment. We have to be able to find qualified teachers from other areas who are willing to go to these other rural areas and teach the kids. Maybe by providing them incentives like housing allowance or something. I'm not too sure about that part.
No, but treating this industry as a service, that is something that's enriching our future.
Exactly.
And not,
Yeah, and then there's transportation. Maybe we can provide subsidized transportation for students and teachers who can't get to school because roads are rocky, they can't walk, there's floods, there's this and that. So that's something we can work on. And there's so many that I can talk about, but I think we have to be realistic.
Yeah.
And then there's digital connectivity. I think the internet is really important. I know it's not really something, people can say that and this about it, but I feel like if it's used in the right way,
of course,
these kids can engage with the outside world, know what's going on in other countries, because you ask them, they don't even know what's going on in Colombo or even other areas.
And not that they don't want to know about it, it's just that they're unfortunately deprived of that knowledge. We'll come back and speak more. Do stick around. I really hope your voice could be heard on an international platform so that they will give eyes to Sri Lanka in some way. We're going to get into a break. We'll see you right after. Do stick around.
Danu on Fire, powered by
Thank you to our title partners on Danu on Fire, Flowers by M. Ceylon. Thank you for joining us on the show. Now, these guys are in Sydney and also in Sri Lanka. They have over 40 years of experience in this business, making some amazing moments come alive for some happy couples, some special occasions, and so much. Now, if you're someone who is very particular about organizing a very well curated wedding and you want these flowers to really speak out your personality, you want it exclusively brought down, you want the most unique flowers sourced for it, well, they are the people. If you're wondering where they're located, they're at Havelock City Mall. You can go check them out, and some of their iconic arrangements for you to give to someone. More details on their website as well. With 40 years of experience, they only give you the best. So for our reigning Miss International, we give her some flowers on the show. This for you. Get used to carrying flowers and like walking around in case
quite awkward carrying flowers.
That's what you have to now start. Just
Change
wave
that.
at people on the way. Just wave and go carrying this, okay?
Yeah.
This is from us. All right. Thank you to our sponsors. Being fashionable has nothing to do with size. It's all about confidence, the way you carry yourself. You're bold, you're bright, you're positive. Well, all of these come to life at XXL. You can now check out this fabulous local brand that has gone global for the fact of creating a place where people can be strong individuals who purchase fashionable outfits and still remain trendy. And they have not restricted it only for those who are a bit curvy. It's for everyone to shop. Have an experience full of Sri Lankan brand identity when you visit XXL. Welcome back to the show. We are at this place called Booming Breakfast, where you get to enjoy breakfast at any time of the day. We're speaking to Maya. Hard things to say. I know it's a French toast.
Oh, wow.
And now it's on fire.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Done so elegantly.
I know. Sorry. You are left with your bucket of fruits.
Stop it, it looks great.
So the dessert, you can't even have chocolates.
I don't like chocolates. I like candy, like gummy bears and stuff. Gelatin?
You are a very hard person to deal with.
Yeah. Only when it comes to food though. The rest of it
you're
I'm
okay.
quite easygoing.
Your other family members, you have siblings?
Yes, I have an older sister.
And she's normal?
She's extremely normal. She's more than normal.
Just wanted to know.
Yeah.
There is some kind of bomb threat happening at this very moment. I think they're doing like a fire squad release, or this is my message to start running. But can we pause for a bit? We'll come back when the sound has stopped. All right, so the sound has gone off, so we are back on the show. So you're doing an amazing project in Avisavilla, and that's your advocacy project. What is it about?
So I was scouted by an organization in London called Gandhi's, and we're partnering up to build a school. So it's Gandhi's FFC, Freedom for Children, and Atman Association, which is my organization. So collaboratively, we're working to build another building for this school because the infrastructure is terrible. The kids don't have space. And some of the kids can't come to school if some of the other kids are coming to school. That's how bad it is.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you have to take turns.
Yeah, you have to take turns to come to school.
Right.
So we're building an entire building as well as refurbishing the current hall. So that's what we're working on right now. And yesterday we had our groundbreaking ceremony. Yeah,
That's
so that was quite
amazing.
yeah.
And this was after you won the title, or this is?
This was 8 months ago.
So you started this project.
Way before, because Atman Association was something that my mom founded.
Right.
But they didn't go on social media only because she didn't think she had to. She funded stuff for herself and she did it on her own. When she
And
gave
those
it,
are like the real projects,
those
you
are the
know.
real projects, yeah. So when she gave it over to me, she said, fund for it yourself. And I said, I can't fund for it myself. I had to reach out to people. The only way I could do that was through social
Yeah,
media.
but considering the fact that because she has built a name and
Yeah.
built credibility,
Yeah.
it was easy for you
For
to
people
go out.
to
Yeah,
access
of
me,
course.
yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things that we are lacking today. Helping a project or coming forward to
Yeah.
help, you need to see credibility
Yeah.
in it, and also transparency.
Because they have to trust you with
Yeah.
finances and with everything that's going on.
Correct.
Yeah.
And see, one of the things that I think the youngsters of our country are facing is the fact that apart from education, their opportunity to be on the field, learn physically, interact,
Yeah.
communicate, develop their skill of language
Yeah.
is something that is just
Lacking. Yeah.
lacking.
Yeah.
Is there something that you and your foundation could do in creating that bridge?
So we've spoken about this. I've spoken about this with my mother, and we're planning on getting international relations to come and help with the schools that are currently here. You know, I think they need to really see other people, see outsiders coming in, talking to them, for them to have some sort of hope. Because when you ask them, what do you want to become when they're old, they tell you the most, it's not something bad, but it's very basic, it's very limited.
Yeah, just within their
capacity.
Yeah.
So I would like to see them say something like, oh, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be this, I want to be a journalist, something, you know. So I feel like that's something we're working on, getting people to collaborate with them, getting people who work in like businesses and stuff to come and talk to them, tell them what more they can do, how they could improve themselves. Whether it's learning English, they still need motivation for that.
Correct.
You know, because if they feel like they're not going to use it, they're not going to do it.
That is true.
Yeah.
And also, I personally feel, you know, not that we need to have everyone coming into Colombo,
Yeah.
which is a wrong thinking. And that's also to be blamed by our government and
Yeah.
how this country has been governed, because I know within our capacity we can create awareness, and that's what I would like to say.
Yeah.
We could have a small town in Anuradhapura or Polonnaruwa with all equal opportunities that they could have here in Colombo.
Yeah. That's
And
what we want. We don't
yeah.
want to bring them over here.
we want every
Yeah.
area to thrive in its
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
At least the main folk
Yeah.
areas, like
Yeah.
you know, the coastal, the northern. It creates more development, and we
Yeah.
could have shopping malls in every corner.
Because it's only Colombo
Yeah.
that has everything. Other places don't have anything, and when you ask them questions, they don't know what's going on here. They don't know international level things. They don't know anything at all, and it's really sad to see.
Yeah. And you know, I'm telling this to you. Soon after the war was over, a few years later, there was a place built with cinema halls and also an escalator. And I went by to Jaffna, and I was overwhelmed to see these kids using the escalator as a pastime. It was absolutely you know, mind-boggling. It was the same for me when I came from the war,
Yeah.
and you see it here. So it's quite interesting that, you know, things have not changed so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, we are the fortunate ones, and it's time that we find a way to, you know, create
Give
that
back.
bridge
Yeah.
that will create opportunities. Well, thank you so very much, Maya, for coming. I'm going to eat this in front of you to make
Go
you
ahead.
realize that,
I think I have something greater than yours. So let's just
Yeah.
be delusional right now.
yes, let's live in that hope. Well, thank you so very much for being on the show, and I wish you
you for
only the
having
best.
me.
I hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you soon, where you can follow her journey on her social handles. Until we see you again, you keep smiling. It's a wrap.
Danu on Fire, powered by
Thank you to our title partners on Danu on Fire, Flowers by M. Ceylon. Thank you for joining us on the show. Now, these guys are in Sydney and also in Sri Lanka. They have over 40 years of experience in this business, making some amazing moments come alive for some happy couples, some special occasions, and so much. Now, if you're someone who is very particular about organizing a very well curated wedding, and you want these flowers to really speak out your personality, you want it exclusively brought down, you want the most unique flowers sourced for it, well, they are the people. If you're wondering where they're located, they're at Havelock City Mall. You can go check them out, and some of their iconic arrangements for you to give to someone. More details on their website as well. With 40 years of experience, they only give you the best. So for our reigning Miss International, we give her some flowers on the show. This for you. get used to carrying flowers and like walking around in case
quite
you.
awkward carrying flowers.
That's what you have to now start. Just
Change
wave
that.
at people on the way. Just wave and go carrying this, okay?
Yeah.
This is from us. All right. Thank you to our sponsors. Being fashionable has nothing to do with size. It's all about confidence, the way you carry yourself. You're bold, you're bright, you're positive. Well, all of these come to life at XXL. You can now check out this fabulous local brand that has gone global for the fact of creating a place where people can be strong individuals who purchase fashionable outfits and still remain trendy. And they have not restricted it only for those who are a bit curvy. It's for everyone to shop. Have an experience full of Sri Lankan brand identity when you visit XXL.